Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be continuing What If Naruto Had the Powers of Eren from Attack on Titan. And if you haven't left a like on the video already, I'm not going to wait this time. I would just hope that you guys will leave a like on the video. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So we last left this part off with Naruto waking up to start heading toward the tuning exams. So when Naruto gets to the tuning exams, he starts hearing like the whispers about the giant man thing that appeared outside the Leaf Village. And everyone is also talking about how the only person that they know with some type of capability like that would be Naruto. But they never really seen Naruto's full capability, so they still can't guarantee that it's him. There's massive amounts of speculation, but there's no concrete evidence proving that it was Naruto. And the hidden leaf forces have kept it under wraps for the time being. But anyone that was close enough to the Leaf Village heading to the tuning exams arena, either that be a civilian or another shinobi from another village, they did see Naruto in the Colossal Titan form. That includes Gaara. So when Naruto gets when Naruto meets up with his team, they begin to discuss like what they plan on doing. But before they could do anything, Naruto gets tapped on the shoulder, and it's Kakashi and Itachi, which confuses Naruto because he doesn't remember them saying that they were going to be here. But they tell Naruto that they were going to be watching from the shadows just in case anything happened. And due to there being so many powerhouses here, referring as it to him and Gaara, they plan on just, hanging out majority around them two. So Naruto, disappointed in the fact that they believes that he needs to be babysitted, he reluctantly agrees and starts talking to Sasuke, and I want to say, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who was a part of this group. Anyway, so, oh yeah, it's Sakura. So he starts talking to Sasuke and Sakura about their plans on how they intend on winning the tuning exams, or at least getting relatively close to the end. And Naruto just tells them that all they would have to do is get behind him. And Sasuke asks him exactly how does he intend on carrying the entire team if he can't transform. And Naruto, remembering that Jiraiya put that thing on the back of his neck, he starts to get angry as he begins to realize that majority of like his attacks came from the not nine tails, but the Titan forms. And since he can't use them, he's just gonna have to use something else. So Naruto begins to think of strategies that he could use as the tournament goes on. And the first time they run into Gaara, it would be right after they ran into Orochimaru, and Naruto used some of the Nine Tails power to fight Orochimaru. And instead of Orochimaru sealing it away again, realizing that that's the only amount of Nine Tails energy that Naruto is able to use, he laughs it off and just dodges out the way, still putting that seal on Sasuke's neck. But before Itachi and Kakashi could move in to capture Orochimaru, Gaara came in, which did complicate things, but their goal was still to capture Orochimaru. And after someone relayed the message saying that Orochimaru was there, Jiraiya immediately was on scene along with a few other Anbu. Orochimaru can shocked at how fast they were able to respond to the invasion or intrusion. And he immediately just tries to get away, but is sadly enough is taken into custody due to there being no sound for around him to help him at this present moment in time. So after that's over, the one-on-one fights begin, and everyone's fight goes up to canon. Instead of Naruto fighting Neji, I'm gonna say Sasuke fights Neji, and Sasuke, although he doesn't like Hinata, he doesn't feel right with the way that Neji was treating Hinata, so he does kind of take this fight somewhat personal, which does end up in him unlocking the second Tomoe and ultimately winning the fight. So after like their fight, everyone kind of gets quiet because now it's like the two strongest kids in the entire tournament's turn to fight. And a lot of people believing that Naruto and Gaara can't be that strong, they begin to just chalk it up as, oh, these are just rumored. Like, these people's powers are too much rumored. Like, there's not a lot of factual evidence to back up people's claims of these two kids' powers and abilities. So they're not really taken seriously. And as they begin their fight, Naruto, knowing that he's clearly outmatched when it comes to defense, he tries to instantly go on the offense, throwing shuriken and paper bombs at him, trying to get him to move around. Gaara not really trying to waste any more of his time, noticing that Naruto is the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, but he's not using any of his power, and Gaara tells him that he just isn't as strong, as he puts Naruto inside of a sand coffin. But before anyone could jump in, a somewhat decent sized hand comes through the sand prison. And when it emerges, it's like this, it's the nimble, it's the female version of the Titan. So Naruto is just standing there in this Titan form. And when like Jiraiya and Kakashi and them see it, they realize that the seal clearly couldn't hold these like transformations. And Naruto like lets out this big bellowing scream. And when they look closer at Naruto, they see that his eyes are somewhat silver again, which is troubling because the last time Naruto was in this state, he didn't necessarily have control. He was just standing there. But this time, it's like Titan form is actively moving as Naruto bellows and begins to run toward Gaara. Gaara, believing that his sand defense was impenetrable, he just throws up a few sand walls and leaves it at that, as Naruto either jumps over it or attempts to run through the sand wall. And after Gaara realizes the severity of his situation, he puts up a sand dome around him, which leads to Naruto beating on it, which does make Gaara angrier, which makes him access the One Tail's power, because Gaara never thought he would be pushed to the fact of always defending himself in a fight. So he accesses the One Tail's power, and Naruto, seeing this, he finally gets some form of control over himself, and he begins to fight more agile and like more intelligent. Like, you can actively tell that Naruto is fighting Gaara, and it's not just Naruto's Titan form fighting Gaara. So during their fight, instead of the shinobi jumping in, they were just at the ready for the majority of the time that they were fighting, just in case. So after a few more moments, Jiraiya tells the Anbu members that they should probably move in to incapacitate Gaara. And right before they can, Naruto finally breaks through the sand dome, surrounded by Gaara after sensing the One Tail's power, and tells Gaara that there's nowhere that he can go now. The sand can't protect him. As Gaara tells Naruto that he's wrong, and Naruto stops and looks around him to see that Gaara has spread his sand all throughout the arena. And then this massive sand barrier goes up, and Gaara looks at Naruto, telling him that now he can't see, it's too dark, and the only other person that has the advantage in here is him. due to everything being covered in his sand. And Naruto in this like fight can't see. He is right, he can't see. And although he can sense Gaara is keeping his distance and just hitting him with sand. So there's not really much Naruto could do in this aspect. So after a while of Naruto just getting beat on by Gaara and his tactics, Naruto finally gets this rush in power from the Nine Tails, which allows him to speed blitz the enraged Gaara and incapacitate him. And when the sand drops, they see this Titan holding Gaara by like his waist, just got him hanging by the side of him. And Naruto like detransforms and he's just standing there, and this time he has like little like slits like on the sides of his eyes, and he doesn't even try to accept the like win. He just walks off, and Gaara turns around and looks at him, asking him where does he think he's going. The fight's not over, and Naruto looks at him, walks back up to him and tells him that the fight was over from the minute that they stepped in the ring together. He just didn't know that yet. And this pisses Gaara off, but he wonders what Naruto meant by that. So he tries not to get all in his head about how Naruto just assumed that he was better. So this is where Naruto goes back into the bleachers and kind of just waits for the award ceremony. This does complicate things though, because now since Orochimaru is caught, there's nobody to convince Sasuke to go and leave the Leaf Village, and majority of the things that were supposed to happen didn't. Which does infuriate Orochimaru, because he was supposed to be a major part in the Akatsuki at one point, but he can't because now he has no power. He has no secondary power for him to, use as a backup just in case his own body goes to crap. But then he remembers that he did put the seal on Sasuke. Now it's just all in the matter of will Sasuke use it, and if he does use it, will he accept Orochimaru as his trainer? But when Naruto goes to sit back down, he sees this seal on Sasuke's neck, and he tells Jiraiya, and Jiraiya tells the third Hokage, and Sasuke immediately starts to get escorted out of the building by Anbu members and Itachi. Now, Naruto did want to go with them, but Jiraiya urged him not to, as to remove one of Orochimaru's seals is a very painful process, because the only person that knows how to properly remove them, if you're not strong enough to properly remove it, you have to go through a certain amount of things to remove Orochimaru's seals. And Naruto tells them that, well, that's not necessarily a problem, is it? He'll be alright, he can go on the next mission or two. And Jiraiya tells him that, yeah, he should be fine after today, but you really don't want to go see him get his seal removed. And Naruto was like, sure, I guess. And then this massive explosion comes from the other side of the arena. And this is where I'll be ending this part off. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you enjoyed my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi. Peace.